Hello everyone, my name is KelSounds, and in today's video I want to show you guys how I add more kick to my drums. And the three audio effects that I use are a compressor, an EQ, and a multiband dynamics. I also want to go ahead and mention that I am releasing a new tier on my Patreon, so if you're ever wondering how I go about making my Blender 3D project files, I will be leaving those files on this new tier, and you'll also have access to all the stuff in the previous tier. So again, this new tier will include my Blender 3D project files and all of my audio sound stuff as well. But yeah, enough of that. Let's go ahead and dive into this video. Hello everyone, my name is KelSounds, and today I want to show you guys how I made these drums go from to this. And really all it is a little bit of mixing with the compressor and some EQ8 and some multiband dynamics. So the compressor to give the drums a bit of punch. You could use a glue compressor as well, but I just prefer using regular compressor. I used an EQ8 to shape our drums. Then finally I used some multiband dynamics. This is just to mix the overall percussion instruments and to bring out the highs and the lows a little bit. Although I did notice a little bit of distortion in the low end here when using the multiband dynamics when mixing my overall drums, just because of the nature of how EQ works when it's messing with the phase of your sound to shape it. So just be a little bit careful when you're messing with the low end. But yeah, this multiband dynamics did help out. I wanted to bring out some of those highs, so without this multiband dynamics, and then with it, as you can hear, the hi-hats are coming out a lot more. But yeah, sweet. Let's go ahead and dive right into making this little rack thing. All right, so I think the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is record my little kick drum here that I have inside of Serum 2. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit resampling, and I'm going to arm the track. And let's go ahead and record this. Now I'm going to go ahead and shop for some hats and some claps and all that fancy jazz. All right, so let's go ahead. I don't have the energy to create all of the hi-hats and stuff from scratch, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab some samples from previous projects or sound design sessions. I think it's under samples. If I go ahead and click on hats, oh, Virtual Riot's got some good stuff. I always feel so guilty using his samples though, because it's like he's just so, it's just so good. I feel like I'm cheating, you know, like his samples are just so good, but honestly, screw that. We're gonna go ahead and use the samples. I love his music. Okay, here we go. Okay, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and just shorten this a little bit. Probably should go ahead and group this. Actually, I'm gonna call this drums. Oh yeah, dude, this is perfect. All right, so that's a little too loud. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and move our loop over here somewhere. And let's go ahead and do this. All right, so that's just one hat. Let's go ahead and grab another one. And I also want to have another hat kind of creating the groove. So I guess the way you could do that is grab yourself a hi-hat. I'm going to grab a short sample here. And so this is going to be playing 16th notes. So I'm going to do this. So just like that. I mean, honestly, we should see how that sounds with the rest of the drums real quick before we even add those hats in. Of course, we're going to add the clap in probably last. And just for fun, we're going to go ahead and throw a shifter on this as well. Pitch shift shifter. Man, I was kind of hoping it would have more of a metal sound to it, but it does not. So I think to help with that, we're just going to go ahead and throw one of these bad boys on there. Oh yeah, dude, that's perfect. If you want to make it even crazier, go ahead and scale it up. Yeah, it's plenty of metal for me. Okay. Let's go ahead and lower that volume down. And then I'm just going to go ahead and grab a Serum 2 FX. I mean, there's probably an easier way of doing this, but I'm going to go ahead and just use an LFO to control the utility volume. And I'm going to make this kind of shape to make it groove. Okay, it's not grooving enough for me. And heck, I'm going to throw some chorus on this as well. Oh yeah, dude, that's sick. That sounds so bad. That sounds so bad. Hold on. Man, I don't know. Okay, I think I'm just not liking the way the hats are sounding. So maybe another shifter. Let's go ahead and just shift this down. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I like that. I like that. See, this requires a little bit of mixing. We're gonna go ahead and make it punch in a minute here, but let me just get this loop right. And then maybe we can add like one more percussion one hit. So I'm just going to go ahead and look up a percussion sound effect. And then now for my favorite part. Let's go ahead and shop for a clap. Ooh, yes, here we go. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Ooh, yes, dude. Okay, so I like this clap, right? But I don't like the way it sounds. I like the way it sounds, but I don't like the way it sounds. So I mean, it sounds good, but I want to pitch it down. Is what I'm trying to say. There we go. I think -2 is perfect. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. You know. Ooh, no Oh, okay. It's already. Whoa. What in the? Oops. Hold on. What is going on here? There's a whole like millisecond delay going on here. All right, so our kicks are messed up. Let's go ahead and fix that. So we're gonna go ahead and click on our kick here, and okay, we're gonna turn this warp off. We're gonna zoom in. I do not want that millisecond delay going on. So I wanna move this as close to the kick. Okay. All right, we're gonna have to delete all of these. Okay, cool. There's our loop, guys. So we got a pretty good loop going on here, but we want to enhance that a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my compressor, and you can follow along with me if you would like. I usually like to keep the thresh down pretty low, so around -30 is really good. That's pretty extreme. And the magic that happens is where we adjust the release. So first, let's go ahead and just hear what this is going to sound like. And so the volume is ducking around -22. I'm going to go ahead and set this to like 18 or something for the output, because we are losing a lot of volume there. And yes, things are sounding very snappy, but I want to go ahead and adjust the settings here inside of our compressor to get some pumpy drums. I'm not going to mess with the attack as much, because I do want our attack to come through for our drums. If I go ahead and mess with that, we lose our attack. Or we might go ahead and adjust that too. But I don't want to adjust it too much, because I do want to keep our transients. I like our punchy drums. And let's go ahead and adjust this release, and then we'll adjust the dry wet. So here we go. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That sounds like ring modulation sidechain. That's what it sounds like. So it is distorting at 1 millisecond. We like that, but we don't want too much of that. We want to go ahead and dial this in. So let's go ahead and turn this release back up. So maybe around there. And then let's go ahead and mess with our attack as well. It's a bit too hard hitting with the transient. Let's dial this in. Okay, sweet. So maybe around there. And then now I want to go ahead and adjust the dry wet. Here we go. And as you can see, you want to adjust these 3 knobs: the dry wet, which is the the effect of the compressor, the release, which is how fast the compressor is releasing our signal, and then the attack, which is controlling the reaction of our signal. So of course, a slower attack is not going to catch any transients in our drums, and then a very fast attack, of course, is going to take away all those transients in our drums. So we want a little bit of in between here. So I like to do A-B comparison. This is a good way to help your ears decide, oh, do I want these kind of drums? 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 So yeah, it's all about mixing and dialing in your settings. And I like it at 60%. Okay, so that is good enough for me right there. I got my settings, my tax at 0.51 milliseconds. My release is at 49.2 milliseconds. My dry wet is at 65%. And the next thing you want to go ahead and do to flavor your drums is go ahead and throw an EQ8 on there. And I like to throw an EQ8 just to kind of see what frequencies I want to take away, which ones sound muddy. But I just like to use an EQ8 to shape my drums just so I can get a little bit more punch, or maybe there's some things I want to bring out or take away. So we're going to go ahead and turn on this headphone setting. Probably adjust this Q a bit here just so I can get a little bit more sound coming through when I adjust this EQ8. And maybe I want to go ahead and cut around there, which is like 235 hertz. So let's go ahead and adjust this Q. And we're going to adjust this as we play the loop back over. Okay, sweet. And I'm noticing these groove hats are a little too loud for me, so I'm going to go ahead and lower these down a little bit more. And I think it's because of the compressor. Kind of just brings out the volume of everything when you're compressing your signal and then bringing it back out with the output gain. So let's go ahead and lower this down. And I'm going to go ahead and bring some of the highs up in our EQ8. So that sounds good to me. I'm gonna go ahead and group these, and I want to take A-B listen. So these were our drums before we started adding the effects, and these are our drums after. Now notice our drum or our kick has a little bit more punch. And so I think I'm going to go ahead and adjust the release a little bit more, a slower release to kind of make our drums a bit more snappy. There we go. And then the last thing I want to go ahead and do is add a multiband dynamics. So let's go ahead and do that. And before I even mess with any of these settings in here, I'm going to go ahead and adjust the input gain of each band to around -10. And the reason why I did that is because I want to have some room to play with the volume. If it's too loud, then it's not really going to have as much of an effect. So I just went ahead and lowered down the volume of our bands so that way I have some more room to play with inside of our multiband dynamics. And now I think I want to go ahead and take a listen again. And for our lows, I want to go ahead and adjust that to maybe around 100 hertz. Let's go ahead and solo that and see what that sounds like. Actually, I think I'll do 250 hertz. So our low end will be 250 hertz. And our highs, let's go ahead and take a listen to that. I'm going to go ahead and lower down our groovy hats again. Just because it's still a little bit too loud for me. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and start doing some upwards compression on our highs. Alright, so I'll bring the threshold up a little bit. Kind of adjust that so it sounds like this without any upwards compression. Then if I go ahead and slowly bring this up. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Alright, and I think the attack and release, maybe for the release, I'll see how it sounds if I lower it down. And I'll adjust the upwards compression and the release together. And I think I'm going to mess with this output as well, just so we can have some more volume here. Okay. And I don't think I want to mess with the mids. I think it was just the highs that I wanted to bring out for our drums. And then for our lows, we're not going to mess with that either. We're just going to leave that as is. I'm pretty satisfied with the lows. But yeah, I just wanted to bring out the highs a bit for our drums. So I went ahead and threw this multiband dynamics on our mixing bus or chain here. And so I'm going to do I'm going to do AP comparison. I'm going to do an AB comparison. So let's see, this is our drums before the rack. And then these are our drums after the rack. I'm going to adjust the groovy hats once again. And I also went ahead and adjusted the dry wet of our compressor. And so yeah, everything's really about dialing in your settings here on your effects and just listening back, doing like A/B comparisons with your drums when you're making a loop. And then just doing some tiny adjustments. I'm going to go ahead and adjust our EQ8 as well. Perfect. So I have my settings at 306 hertz and the gain at negative 6.90 decibels. And I just turn up the Q a bit to affect that 306 hertz range when I turn down the volume around there. Sweet. I think I'm satisfied with those drums. So again, before the rack, it was pretty cool. Our drums were pretty good before, but I wanted to add a little bit more life to our drums. So we went ahead and added the compressor, EQ8, and multiband dynamics. The compressor just to kind of add punch to our drums, the EQ8 to shape our drums after the compression, and then to further shape our drums, we went ahead and added a multiband dynamics, bringing out those highs in our drum loop. And so this is after. Now my favorite part is going ahead and resampling this loop. So let's go ahead and record this. And there you go. You have yourself a nice drum loop that you can put in a folder and reuse for later projects, or mess with the pitch of your drums and make something cool. Oh yeah, there you go. Train drums. Oh yeah, drunk vibe drums. Frick yeah. And as you can see, our transients are pretty wild there. I like the way that sounds. And of course, if you don't like the way your drums come out, if it's too punchy or if it's not punchy enough, I would go ahead and open your rack up and say if this is too punchy for me, I think I'll go ahead and adjust the attack to get less punchy drums. So let's go ahead and do that on our compressor. Maybe around there, and then we'll record that again. And so this is our first recording before we adjusted the attack. And then after our recording. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this project file, along with some of these drum loops and the kick preset that I made in the intro will be available. Oh, I forgot to show you guys this loop over here. Did I show this? I don't know. Maybe that'll be for the outro of the video, but if you want to go ahead and check out this little loop, this loop will be on the Patreon too inside of this project file. So if you want to go ahead and download that, you guys can. But yeah, that's how you make Captain's Crunchy Drums. And just for your ears, here is this loop that I made with this technique that I showed you guys. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. I will see you in the next one. Adios.